What's up, everyone? My name's Trevor. You can call me Tease. And in the last video, we ended on Matchday 3 power rankings for the Premier League. This time around, we got a new ranking. So we have new leaders. We have Brighton moving all the way up to the number 1 spot. We have Manchester City in second. Arsenal down at third. Pretty shockingly though, because Arsenal have been really good this season. Newcastle in fourth. They're just on a roll right now. Tottenham at fifth. Leeds and Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest all in a row, 6, 7, 8, having great starts to their Premier League season. And then we have Liverpool down at 9. Super unfortunate for Liverpool to not get anything out of that Manchester United game. They sit at 9. Fulham at 10, having a great start to their new Premier League campaign. And another shock here, Chelsea all the way down at 11. Chelsea not having a good start. But Southampton and Bournemouth are having pretty decent spells. I mean, Bournemouth, they had one win, so pretty good for them, but they've had some tough opponents and there's even tougher to come, so let's just see what happens with them. Then we have Manchester United. They actually moved up from 20 all the way to 14 here after that big win against Liverpool. And there's more points up for grabs in the next 3 match days, so let's see what happens with them. We have Brentford at 15, Wolves at 16, Everton at 17, and then the bottom 3 of the power rankings right now, Leicester City, Aston Villa, and West Ham. So as you can see, these are the new rankings. So now if you beat Brighton, you now get 20 points. If you beat Manchester City, you get 19, Arsenal 18, etc., etc. And if you lose against West Ham, you lose 20 points, which I don't think this West Ham team is bad at all, but someone could be super unfortunate to get them at this time. Aston Villa, you lose 19 points if you lose to them. And Leicester, are they ever going to play good? I'm not sure, but you lose 18 if you lose to Leicester, and so on and so forth. Let's get into the next match day. So in the first match, we see Manchester United come out on top over Southampton. Manchester United are on a roll now. That's 2 wins in a row, which see Manchester United up to 11 from 14. Manchester United get 9 points from that interaction, and Southampton are now down at 15. They lose 14 points. Then the next game we got to talk about is Brentford and Everton. Will Everton ever get a win? No one knows. This Brentford side, though, is still looking really good even after that loss against Fulham. Brentford gain 2 points and move up the power rankings, while Everton, even though they lost, they still move up the power rankings. Let's see who dropped below them. And below them is Leicester City. Yes, Leicester City drops down to 19 after the 2-1 defeat to Chelsea. Chelsea looked like they came back a little bit against that Leeds loss, but still don't really look like the Chelsea of old. I'm not really sure what Tuchel's doing. I feel like he's got to change something up because this team doesn't really look like it has contending potential. Leicester City down to the 19th spot at minus 18.5 points, and Chelsea move up to the 9th spot. Now to Brighton and Leeds. Brighton with a 1-0 win over Leeds, and they look like they controlled this entire game. Brighton have been on an absolute tear right now. Brighton still at the top with 61 points, and Leeds still in that 6th spot hanging on since they only lost 1 point. So let's see where they go from here. Now, I mean, we got to talk about this 9-0. Liverpool 9-0 over Bournemouth. You got to feel bad for Bournemouth here. To lose 9-0 against Liverpool, oh, man, it makes sense that Liverpool wanted to go out and show what they're made of, but you feel bad for Bournemouth here. Bournemouth are now down at 16 on -1 points, and Liverpool move up for the first time this season in my power rankings. They're at 28.5 points. Moving on to Manchester City's 4-2 win over Crystal Palace. I thought Crystal Palace had this in the bag, but then of course Haaland has to come out and score absolute banger after banger. Hat trick. This Crystal Palace team doesn't look bad. They just unfortunately had to go up against the powerhouse that is Manchester City. Manchester City now sits at number 2 in the power rankings, and they're on 55 points, while Crystal Palace moves down to 8th spot on 24.5 points. Now to another team in the top 3 of my power rankings, Arsenal, with a 2-1 win over Fulham. And Fulham, they didn't look too bad. They look like they can hang with all of these big boy Premier League teams. Even though they got a loss here, it's not too detrimental for them. They only lose 3 points in my power rankings. Fulham are now down at 12th with 17 points, and Arsenal stay at 3rd position with 51 points. Now moving on to Aston Villa and West Ham. West Ham finally get their first win. Look at them go. Super excited for them. Honestly, they deserved it, but Aston Villa now, wow, this is brutal for them. They're at -32 because they just lost 20 points to West Ham. I told you it was going to be unfortunate to whoever went up against them in these next 3 matches, because I knew that West Ham had something left in the tank and they have something to prove, and I'm really happy that they showed it. But pretty unfortunate for Aston Villa to be in the way of that. Aston Villa now at 20 on -32 points, and West Ham move up 2 spots to the 18th position on -11 points. Now on to the 1-1 draw of Wolves and Newcastle. This is the first time I thought Wolves looked decent. I mean, against a pretty good side of Newcastle United. I really thought Newcastle was going to blow them out. After the first few matches that they had, I thought Newcastle looked excellent. But Wolves actually held their own until late in the game, until Alan St. Maximin became an absolute beast. And I'm super excited because he's in my FPL team, so hey, there's that. Wolves actually move up from this 1-1 draw to the 13th spot on 8.5 points, while Newcastle unfortunately go down to the 5th spot on 38 points. And moving ahead of Newcastle in the power rankings this week, we have Tottenham. Yes, they had a 2-0 win over Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, who were at the 8th position at the end of Matchday 3, you get 13 points if you beat them. And Tottenham definitely grabbed that, and we're not going to let go. Nottingham Forest, not really in this match at all. I thought Tottenham looked excellent, and I can't wait to see this Tottenham team in the future. Tottenham now at 4, and Nottingham Forest moved down to the 10th position on 18.5 points. So here is the full leaderboard power rankings of the Premier League as it stands on Matchday 4. Now let's move on to the biggest movers, starting with going up this time. Manchester United, moving up 3 spots is so good for them. Such a dominant powerhouse. Not really anymore, but hopefully they can continue moving up the power rankings in the coming weeks. We also have Wolves moving up 3 spots. Even though they had a draw against Newcastle, I feel like this Wolves team might have something going for them in the future. They definitely were able to beat Newcastle, they just couldn't get it done in the final minutes. They just need to figure out how to finish out a game. This defense has just not been it so far this season. Hopefully they can start finishing games out. And then my last pick for the biggest mover is West Ham. They only moved up 2 spots, but it's great to get out of the basement for West Ham. Great win for them. I think they're just going to build on this momentum, and we'll see them shoot up the rankings soon enough. Now on to the biggest movers going down. First off, we have Bournemouth moving from 13 to 16. Yeah, I mean, like, you expected to lose against Manchester City. and you expected to lose against Liverpool as well. It's just been a rough spot for Bournemouth. I don't fault them at all. They're just going up against opposition that's just way out of their zone. They're just going up against teams that are just, no offense, but way better than Bournemouth. I love you, Bournemouth, but we'll see you come back down to earth soon from 16, maybe even lower. And then we have Southampton moving from 12 to 15, down 3 spots. I mean, you would hope that you would be able to grab at least a point against Manchester United with their rough form. But after that 2-1 win against Liverpool, I feel like Manchester United are on top of the world and they're figuring things out. And I wouldn't want to face them now because I feel like Erik ten Hag has them believing again. And Southampton, I feel like they're not doing too bad this season so far. They've had some tough games, some tough losses like this one, and some tough draws. But the Southampton side, I think, can probably turn it around and maybe even prove me wrong in my predictions. I did predict them to go down this season. So let's see if they want to get mad at me for that one. And then I wanted to highlight another move. It's not the biggest move down, but it's Leicester City. Can we just please figure out what we're doing, Brendan Rodgers? I feel like he might be the first manager to get sacked this season because he has not done anything. The owners haven't done anything in terms of transfers. They still need a goalkeeper. They still need another striker. Jamie Vardy's not it for me. He was a few years ago, but he's not doing much right now, and I just really want to see this Leicester City team succeed because, I mean, like, they're everyone's favorite underdog team from years ago when they won the Premier League, but I just can't see them doing anything right now unless they figure something out. So this is how the power rankings look after 4 matches. Brighton still on top, Manchester City still second, and Arsenal still third. Tottenham move into that top 4 spot with Newcastle being pushed out. Then at the bottom we have Aston Villa, unfortunately all the way at the bottom at minus 32. That's going to be rough to get out of. And then we have Leicester City, who I just talked about, and then West Ham moving up, hopefully trying to get out of that drop zone in my power rankings. So what did you guys think of this week? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It really helps out, especially for me, a new, young, growing channel. I really appreciate everyone watching, and let me know in the comments if you like this series, if you want it to continue, if you want me to change it up. I've been making improvements to it, so after 3 games, we get a new ranking, so then we see new teams at the top, new teams at the bottom, and new teams in the middle. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Have a good day. My name's Trevor. You can call me Tease, and have a good one.